clients picked up their animal, we then take the surgery card and we file it alphabetically by the owner's last name. We've used the white cards for the dogs and the blue cards for cats. And they're kept in our files in case we need to go back for any reason we have them.
This is the entry into the preparation room from the front area that you've seen before. This is the basic workstation, the double sink over here. This is where the packs are recycled and set up in this zone here. And they're washed, reassembled, wrapped up, and they're placed into the autoclave. These were done and finished from yesterday. They're already completed. We have two because there's one is going to go down once in a while on you. And you can run with two, and we keep them pretty busy. Also, we reuse our gloves, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in just a moment. So this is the prepping and recycling of the packs themselves. The work table here, the prep table, is a homemade, or is custom made for me. I had them do it, and you can see that it's pretty elaborate. It's got 3 units up here. We can actually have 2 separate sets going. I can have dogs and cats going down at the same time, or I can have 2 dogs going down at the same time. It increases my efficiency and our options incredibly in order to be able to make the program just keep on flowing smoothly. The refrigerator's obvious in the background, and you know about the red shelves over here that will hold our patients that have come in the morning. The kitties will be kind of the first ones through. This area in the zone here, you have to have a large area for the paperwork that goes on when you have multiple animals. You have the animals in surgery room, you have animals in prep, you have animals in recovery, and all those cards have to be available to the scribe or the person who is tending to them. And so we have it set up that they're in order, and that flow goes this direction. So they're pulled out, the animals be done and pulled down, and they keep moving along like a little conveyor belt. Once they're done, once the surgery is done, and they see, the technicians can look through, which is highly, highly important. You can keep your eye on the surgeon keep the eye on what's going on in here, yet you have the requisite division between surgery and prep area. When they get done, it's run into a time clock. That's something we know when that animal came out of surgery, and therefore it came off the gas and is starting the recovery, which gives the people who are calling an estimated time of when they're going to be ready to go home. Clients call in, is so-and-so ready to go home. They look and see the animal's done, technicians or receptionists, when it's done, because it's on the card. Otherwise, when you're going one after the other, you have not a clue of which hour it is, never mind what time within that hour, or if it was done within the last 2 hours. The person has been keeping track of the writing down on the cards, the charting the medical that's going on, the vaccines and the drugs that have been given, doing the prep along with the other technician is helping with the prepping. Now the animal is ready to go. The doctor's finished up his surgery. They take the animal off the table, bring it out for recovery, and the one is taken from here and come into the surgery room. I have it set up on this table here for demonstration. This is the thoracic positioner. We place the dog over on this side. Anesthetic unit, anesthetic gases to keep him down, while the surgeon then has these packs up here, pack on these the tray, and I step over here. I have the gloves set out, put on my gloves, and then the pack's already set up, and then I can just go ahead and go to work. I said I'd mention about the gloves. I do recycle my gloves. When I get through with the surgery, lift the pack off of the instrument tray and just set it up and out of the way. We have a washer and dryer, one of each, and they're pretty much used all day once you get started, keeping up with everything. You do have staff lockers. Standard guidelines for staffing of a clinic that's running about 30 animals per day, 30 patients, is 2 receptionists, 2 in the surgical area, and a clinic manager that is capable of going in any position. In fact, cross-training of all of the people is essential. Every clinic must post the licenses of the veterinarians, the premises license, and especially the license of the managing veterinarian. Managing veterinarian may or may not be the one who does the surgery, but can. He or she provides continuity between the organization and any changes that as it goes along. The veterinarian is responsible to the state, and the state then is responsible for the public for maintaining standards. If you're going to use your staff veterinarian, you're going to have to decide whether he or she is going to do spay and neuter on just the shelter animals, or whether you're going to offer spay and neuter services to the public. And if you do that, that's going to present other challenges. Considering where you're going to be placing your clinic, there's a lot of things to think about. One of them is for sure is that you need parking. You got to have room safe enough for people to get their pets in and out of their cars. You're very at risk carrying the animals and having kids and what have you. You can't be on a busy street. And if you don't have a place to park and you're trying to do volumes of animals, you got to think about how they're going to get to you. You have to have a place for them. You don't want to, if you're going to be in a shopping center, one of the things is who is in the shopping center, how much space is there in there. The little strip malls, I got caught at one time of putting in a clinic in a strip mall that had a donut shop in the morning, and so it was filled with the people getting their coffee before they left or on their way to work, and so the lot was full. Also, the other thing that was in it was a restaurant at the middle of the day when we were at our busiest. Why the restaurant was so busy that it was taking the spaces. Actually, the restaurant closed 4 times because they didn't have enough space and people wouldn't come back to see them. I don't know how many didn't come back to see us. You're going to need at least 1,200 square foot, and you can do an awful lot with 2,400 square foot, 60 by 40. What you've been walking through is a 60 by 40 foot space.